Hey Google, stop. Hello everybody and welcome to KBW. This is your Monday Night Raw review. I am White Pepper. Mr. Disrespectful is disrespectful as always. He is on vacation. So I am going to be doing Raw and SmackDown and maybe even NXT. I don't know. It depends on how much time I have in my life. So we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw. Hopefully I don't get hit for playing the Fiend song. But that shit is fucking rock and roll. Code Orange, they have some good shit if you guys are into metal. So let's get it underway. So let's get underway with Monday Night Raw, kiddos and gentle ladies. All right, sip your Wawa coffee. Hey, what up, Philly? All right, kids, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Raw begins with Dolph Ziggler and Roman Reigns. Now, this whole week we had this whole thing where Dolph had a handshake agreement with Vince, and Vince was like, not today, and just straight gave him the finger, which was nuts. Where he was supposed to have a handshake agreement saying that he was going to be out of his contract right after SummerSlam, and the last match he was going to do is the one with The Miz last Monday night, and much to his dismay, obviously the boss is not going to let his ass go. AEW sitting right there around the corner ready to snag him up. So he did not do that, and I guess instead of being one of the workers that Vince sends home and tells them to just do whatever you want, I will pay you. Which, by the way, how can I get that? That's just something I need to know. Right off the bat, how do I acquire that? I need a boss who doesn't want me going somewhere else and is willing to pay me to not do my job. Christ. Man, I need that. Vince, if you're watching, you can pay me to do nothing. I am dead ass willing to do it. I won't even mention the words AEW ever again. I won't say the letters AEW again. I'll start not using vowels if you just let me get this free cheddar. Anyway, let's get the fuck on with this. So, also guys, it's storming here in Philadelphia. Thunder's loud, so if suddenly the lights go out, either A, I'm about to get clawed by the demon, or by, not the demon, about to get clawed by the Fiend, or power went out. So we'll see how long this goes. All right, kids, so it starts off with Ziggler. He comes out after Roman, and because Roman's kind of like, he wants to know what the hell's going on, as do we all. And after SmackDown this week, as I will go over in the next review, it just pisses you off more. So he comes out and he does the same weird shit he's been doing. So he comes out and he's like, should have been me. And so he's saying something to Roman. He's talking back. And he says, like, it should have been me. He's doing his whole spiel. And then he says it again. He goes, it should have been, bang, hit Roman dead ass with a super kick. It was a good super kick. It connected real fast. Apparently this beef kind of started on the internet where Dolph said something about Romaning it or raining it or something like that. Something that insinuated Roman. And then Roman told Princess to stop drinking so many lattes and bring that shit in the ring so he can get punched in the face, which he winds up doing. He winds up getting punched in the face. He winds up getting speared multiple times. As always, he's been getting speared by every human on the block lately. But so it was a really good match, though. I will give you that. This match was really good. A lot of near falls. There was 2 zigzags. And both of them, I thought for sure they looked like ending it. He went for a spear and actually got Fame-mastered. And then finally got the spear. And as always, Ziggler sells it like The Rock sold the Stone Cold Stunner. Like a goddamn champ. But he gets the big win. And it's something much needed for Roman. As he headed into SmackDown Live, wondering if Rowan and Daniel Bryan really had a suspect Fuck that, by the way. And that's how that ends. Honestly, we're just going to hit highlights and stuff like that. I'm not going to go over this whole show because that's going to be like 4 hours of stuff you're going to wind up hearing just from this pretty face. So next, Jerry the King Lawler is coming out to do the, what the hell's he called that thing? So he's coming out to do the King's Court and talk to Sasha about why she beat up Natty. Again, this is one thing you're starting to notice a little bit more, and I guess, I don't know if they need to calm down with it or what, but like, the weird one-time legend things, when the legends pop up somewhere, you kind of are starting to see a pattern that, like, if a legend shows up, there's only one man coming behind him, the Fiend. So obviously, it's the King's Court. He's in the ring. His throne's there with some weird little bench that I guess Sasha was supposed to sit in, and the lights start doing the flicker. Now the King, as funny as he always is, was like, oh no, nope, seen this before, and he starts getting out, which I appreciate because sometimes after like the second one, when that starts happening, why are people just standing in the ring staring around like, oh no? No, King's smart. He's like, yo, get me the hell out of here. I know what comes next. This dude's about to come out and beat the living death out of me. So he runs up the ramp, doesn't see Bray standing right behind him. Bray hits him with the mandible claw. Another legend downed by the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I'm going to start a GoFundMe so I can buy every Firefly Funhouse character, and I also need the mask and the Hurt Heel gloves. It comes out to like $400 worth of shit on WWE Shop. I noticed when I was calculating to see what I could afford and what I couldn't. And anyway, everything's on back order. This dude is literally a cash cow, so that's awesome. So he got him with the mandible claw, and the Fiend is tearing up Hall of Famers. So I wonder who is next. Next we had Ricochet and The Miz against Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. Yeah, that's right. I said Baron Corbin. Haven't seen him in a while. Now all four of these guys, I believe, are all going to be in the King of the Ring tournament. Yes. So only 4 of Raw's 8 King of the Ring contestants will vie to advance this week. Since the other 2 were actually they were actually in matches tonight, so these are the 2 teams. So the other 4 who didn't do their first round match yet, they will be doing it the following week. I have yet to see Mr. Disrespectful's picks. He sent me them. Mine are sitting at work. I didn't really check them all the way through. I think I didn't do great, because I think actually I did pretty good. I think I might have 1 or 2 losses already though, but luckily I don't think any of those guys weren't going all the way. My picks that go all the way, I believe, are still intact. So we had basically the feeling out process with Drew and Baron against Miz and Ricochet. This wound up where the Lone Wolf, thanks to a pair of assists by the Miz, he landed the recoil. Now the recoil is kind of like his way. They said because that 640 or whatever that number it is, 700,020. Salt he does is like painful shit on his back, so he hasn't really been using it like that, so they're letting him use his new move. So he's using the recoil, and he lands this recoil and on Baron Corbin, and he gets the win, and that will either give Ricochet and Miz all the momentum going into next week, or give their opponents just the amount of scouting they needed. Thanks WWE for that snag-a-delicious stuff. So that's great for them. Next up, Braun Strowman is going up against the United States champion, AJ Styles of the OC. So, Braun wins this match, but not as you would think. He wins it by disqualification. As I believe did the Dinguses enter? So yeah, the Good Brothers interfered in this match, and it caused disqualification. Though left field assist from Seth Rollins to save Strowman. This was a weird night. So he saved Strowman, They say they're even. They give a little handshake, but you can tell Strowman's like, "F you, man. I want your belt." So as Rollins makes it clear in the interaction, the appearance was a bit settling from Roman's own helping hand last week. A favor Strowman was happy to accept with a handshake, and it was a too firm of a handshake. Kind of looked like they're about to beat each other up. Post-match interaction backstage, Rollins all but admitted he'd have Strowman named as his next challenger. So he did say he wanted him as his next challenger, but he wants to team up and take on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the Raw Tag titles. Now, this doesn't make any sense. Normally, the champions just fight champions and they don't ask for anything else. But for some reason, these guys are like, nah, we need the fucking championships. So that's how that works. So apparently, their championships are going to be on the line later on in the main event. So, next up, we have the first match of the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. And we have Samoa Joe against Cesaro. These are two guys that it's a tough first round match for anybody because I love both these guys. I think both these guys deserve some kind of a push. They're so good at what they do. They're both, I mean, even though at least Cesaro was getting tag titles and stuff with the Bar for a little bit, where Samoa Joe had a boring United States title run that wasn't even having defenses until he it was. Let's hope. So the first match of this King of the Ring tournament, first time in a few years. By the way, I was on Amazon, and let's just say I may have found a scepter and crown for whoever the winner between me and Mr. Disrespectful are of the King of the Ring tournament. So that should be pretty goddamn funny, because if it's me, I will have that crown on every goddamn week for the rest of the year. And I will have a new shirt because it's like been 3 weeks, obviously, that I had to have a new shirt. This is a ode to Jericho. He has his AEW is Jericho, Raw is Jericho. So KBW is White Pepper. So those are kind of cool. So guys, again, any of these shirts you want, let us know. I am a t-shirt company. I'm trying. I saw Nick and Matt do it. They made a boatload off the Elite. KBW just wants to make some t-shirts. That's all. We're not asking for much. Uh-oh. Either the Undertaker's coming with all that thunder, or it's getting worse. So, King of the Ring. So the King of Swing, he swung Joe, but it was a crappy swing during this match. Cesaro sent Joe clean off his feet with a rocketing European uppercut, and he did. That thing had some sound to it. But then a suicide dive from the Samoa Joe sent Cesaro tumbling into the first row. He refused to let Joe slow down the match, drilling his opponent with many uppercuts as his body would allow. There was a lot of, these guys were hitting each other hard. This is a good match. I don't ever mind these two going at it. The big man withstood Cesaro's swing and a sharpshooter before escaping a neutralizer, because he was about to clock him in. And he dodged a springboard European uppercut to lock in the Coquina clutch and obviously submit his foe. King Joe sounds amazing. Because Samoa Joe wins the first match. So guys, if you're in brackets, have Samoa Joe advancing over Cesaro in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Congratulations. We are on the way. Next up, we have Elias giving his farewell celebration as he's saying it's his last performance. Elias also has music now. Who would have thunk it? Like new music. It's a whole different song. It says like "Walk with Elias" in the beginning or something. So R-Truth crashed it because he wants his baby back. They're making Elias a pretty good, like a strong champ. You know, he's beating the shit out of people, which is I don't honestly mind it. So Truth he was like a stagehand for this, and he kept like messing up Elias's mic. So he asked for his a different guitar, and this guy comes up, and obviously the whole time it was R-Truth. I believe that's how it was, right? Yeah. So Truth seemingly swinged the singer's guitar out of poorly tuned instrument. He disguised himself as a roadie. Yeah, I got this right. I remember it. So the wide-eyed Truth embraced the chaos by swinging the guitar at Elias. He escaped the ring with a look of terror in his eyes, having survived his farewell performance, while just justifying his decision to have won in the first place. So, he escaped, but now we know he's on the hunt. Later on, I believe it was on SmackDown, Drake Maverick tried to ambush Elias. Elias in the studio. He beat the hell out of him in his music studio. So Drake Maverick did not do it again, and I still think he didn't bang his wife. So, which, by the way, you're running out of time, brother. There are a lot of people out there who are gonna bang your wife before you. Rey Mysterio, and he addresses his future, and I gotta say, this is not the greatest segment of all time. You all know that. It's not that I'm not a fan of Mysterio. I'm just not a fan of how WWE books a Rey Mysterio. He's such a sissy in WWE. Like, they just make him like this, like, super underdog, like he doesn't know how to win or something. Like, this dude has won titles all over the world. He's one of the most athletic luchadors. He is the most legendary luchador mask. Like, you know who Rey Mysterio is. And they make it look like Rey Mysterio Jr. is this helpless little dude who's never been able to do anything in his career. That's what annoys me about it. I know that, but that I always joke on the show when we do the whole thing that, like, oh God, here we go, Mysterio again, because they book him like a dummy. Okay, like, they book him so dumb, like this dude don't know ever how to win. He's a Hall of Famer. Like, be better. So he's talking about how he thinks all of his injuries are catching up to him, and he starts to cry. Here we go. And then Dominic, who, if you guys are still training him on his promo work, you need to get like 9 more actors in there to help him, because that was the worst acted segment ever when he grabs his dad in the back of the head, and I wasn't 100% sure if we were about to have a weird incest is best segment. Like, they were looking very close to each other. He like gripped him, and like their heads kind of tilted aside. Like, I thought he was going to do the LL Cool J like lip thing, and then like I thought that making out was going to be the next step, and I was like, whoa, timesies, didn't sign up for this. So Mysterio said he looked like he was about to retire. He unzips his mask, and then Dominic says, "No, Father, what art thou doing with thou mask? I want to be a Mysterio, like you. You fought with your daddy, and I want to fight with my daddy." 619. Damn, they fuck. But yeah, so it was a very bad mask. It was a very bad thing, but apparently they're really setting up Dominic. So I guess Dominic is really going to be a thing in WWE. Let's hope he's not as bad as he was on the promo work. He's young. I'm assuming Ray wouldn't let him get out there if he looked like trash. So next up, the Tag Team Champions, The New Day, go against The Revival in a match that just keeps happening. So this match was dope. It was a good match. It was obviously with the most. It was a normal blah back and forth match. Them two are very good, and then comes a little bit of Randy Orton. So Randy Orton comes out, and again, out of nowhere with a freaking RKO. Okay, so he gets I believe they're in the middle of the match, and he struck Big E with the RKO, and that's how they get the DQ loss. But it was crazy. Kofi darted out to try to save his friends. Orton and the Revival made short work of the New Day. The Viper dropped Kingston with an RKO, and then all three joined on a Shatter Machine RKO combo on Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods gets the worst of these things whenever they do it. They did some kind of move, pull his leg up, and then a big stomp, I believe it was, decimating his knee. They said that they had to take him to local hospital, local medical facility afterwards. But they beat the shit out of the New Day really quick. The one thing I want to say though is you guys have some potential here with a Randy Orton and Revival stable. It's kind of a mean team up. I'd be okay with it. You know, the RK Revival, the FTRKO. Shit. You're welcome, WWE. I expect a paycheck coming to Glenn Olden Studios after that one. But like that should be a really that's a mean looking. If you can keep that combo together, those three, that's a mean little squad. You know, it's a lot of old school guys. They don't, as they say, fist not flips or whatever they say. Old school wrestling guys. I think that'd be perfect. Next up, the women's tag team champions are on the line again. Yeah, that's right. The championships are on the line for a second time. Amazing. Alexa and Nikki, they defeat Mandy and Sonya. There was no cheating in this. It was just a regular good match. Clean win as Nikki Cross, I believe, gets the win again. I mean, she did the job, but so Bliss and Nikki come away with the win as they get the neck breaker, a cool swinging neck breaker that Nikki has, and they win again. So next up, King of the Ring, first round match, the second one. It is Cedric Alexander and Sami Zayn. Now, guys, if you know anything about Sami Zayn lately, it's that he doesn't win. So if you pick Sami Zayn to win this match, you are sadly mistaken. Cedric is kind of getting like a weird mid-level push. So, and he's really good. I'm okay with it. But he wins his first round match over Sami pretty easily. Sami snapped afterwards. He started yelling at fans. He threw some chairs. He kicked some steps. But King Alexander might be on the card, man. There's going to be some cool things. But that lumbar check is one of the meanest moves around. But it was pretty cool. So Alexander with the win. Sami Zayn super pissed off. And I hope it leads to something. The Street Profits had their little King of the Ring moment. They were great, as always. Sasha Banks does her tell-all, and she's a sassy little bitch now, and I like it. She's just sitting there telling people, she was like, I know, about last week, when my blue hair, I think it looks great too. Not even like once really complaining about this whole situation. So her and Becky had their little thing. Becky had a little promo in the beginning of the night. Sasha has her part now. So I mean, the promo by Becky Lynch was fantastic, by the way. She was very serious. She said she was only overnight hot after she was, you're the hottest women in wrestling right now because of what? You took 5 months off to take a nature walk. Like, goddamn. Like, she hit her up. So then Sasha talked about this, that, and the other on the, where she was supposed to do in King's Corp and said she did it back. And so then they talked to Natty. And Natty's saying that, you know, she has a checkup with the doctors and her arm's still in the splint. And Sasha comes back out and beats the hell out of Natty again. And in the most evil way possible, she says, go to hell. She says, quote, go to hell, Natty, and tell your daddy I said hi. Whoa. She's a real bitchy bitch. But it's pretty awesome. So, I don't know how this is all going to work. If it's going to, I guess Clash of Champions, we're getting Sasha and Becky already. But, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, now we have the main event. The OC. The OC members, the Anderson and Gallows, the tag team champions, going up against Universal Champion Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. Most confusing shit I've ever seen. It was a pretty cool sequence to end the entire match. Where Re-Energized Monster did his part in the ring too. He trucked Gallows, pulverized Anderson with the running power slam. Rollins neutralized Styles final. He attempted interference, then with a stomp to the Phenomenal One who entered the ring. Strowman made the cover. It was 3-on-2, but it meant nothing. And that's right, guys. The stomp to AJ, who tried to interfere after a running powerbomb from Braun Strowman, equals a victory. And now you have new tag team champions, Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. And by the way, Braun still wants to get these hands on Seth's Universal title. And Seth is now a dual champion. So take that with what you will, my friends. It's kind of weird to me, but hey, who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's all I really have for it. I'll probably do news at the end of this SmackDown one, or break it down into its own little video. But that's all I have for Raw, guys. So I hope you enjoyed my little skip through 25 minutes of pure bliss. That's right, Alexa. You're not the only one who gives bliss out and drinks coffee. So I guess that's all for me. That's all for us here at KBW. This was your Raw review. You can see that judging by the background where I am on the stage at Raw. So guys, remember to subscribe to the YouTube page. It's the one with the S. It says subscribe. Click on that, John, because we video all the time. This is a weird few weeks going on here. We're pretty busy, so the format's a little different. But we will be hitting that up. I actually just got a Pro Wrestling crate in. We will be doing that unboxing next week once Mr. Disrespectful is back from the most magical place on earth. So once he gets back, we will do a Pro Wrestling crate unboxing. They're one of my favorite things in the world. Great t-shirts, great little promotional items, micro brawlers, my favorite goddamn things on earth. Like last month, I got the villain Marty Scurll socks. That's a banging gift. I got good shirts. We got a Switchblade shirt. We got a Switchblade Jay White shirt. Who else did we get? We got one other mean shirt. But it was an overall very good crate. So we will do that crate when he gets back. So again, guys, subscribe to the page. Hit the bell for notifications. This way, whenever we pop up one of these videos, show up on your phone. Let you know. Hey, KBW, you know those guys? Yeah, the one with the freaking amazing beard? Yeah, new video. These dudes yap a lot, but it's fun. So yes, that will be a thing. So please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Comment below, man. I interact with everybody. At KBcast on Twitter. Please come at me. I try to live tweet most of the events if I'm home. It is me behind them Twitter fingers. I got trigger fingers with my Twitter fingers. So trust me, you're going to enjoy it. So that is it. We are done for KBW. For me, White Pepper, and my disrespectful friend who is not here right now, I'm going to say goodbye, good night, mwah.